Hey there. If the whole idea of online safety ever feels a bit overwhelming, I totally get it. You're definitely not alone. But in the next few minutes, we're going to break it all down into simple, easy steps. The goal here is for you to feel confident and secure, so you can enjoy all the amazing things the internet has to offer without having to worry. So let's start with a really simple way to think about all this. Imagine the internet is a giant, bustling city. It's exciting, it's full of incredible places to see and things to do. But just like any real city, you need to know how to stay safe, right? You need to know how to lock your door. Well, think of this as your friendly map to navigating that digital city safely.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll get settled into our digital city. Then, we'll learn how to spot the most common tricks people might try to play. After that, we'll talk about your digital locks and keys. Super important. We'll cover how to get around safely and, just in case, what to do if something does go wrong, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple little checklist to make this all a daily habit.
So, what even is cybersecurity? It sounds so technical, right? But honestly, it's really just about building a few common-sense habits for your online life. It's no different than looking both ways before you cross the street or making sure you lock your front door when you leave the house. They're just simple actions that make a huge difference in keeping you safe. So, the people we need to look out for are called cybercriminals. Now, that's just a fancy word for an online thief. Instead of using a crowbar to get into your house, they use things like fake emails and tricky phone calls to try and get your information. But here's the good news. Once you know what their tricks look like, they become so much easier to spot and avoid.
All right, let's go take a walk through some of those city streets where the tricksters like to hang out. But don't you worry, we're going to shine a really bright light on their most common scams so you can see them from a mile away and just keep right on walking.
Okay, first up is one of the biggest ones you'll see, fake emails. This has a technical name, phishing, but all it is a scammer sending you an email pretending to be from a company you know and trust, like your bank or maybe a delivery service or a big online store.
Let's take Susan's story, for example. She gets this email that looks like it's from her bank, and it sounds really urgent, saying her account is locked. See what they did there? They created this sense of panic, so she reacted quickly without really thinking. And that is their #1 strategy. They use fear to rush you into making a mistake.
So, what can you do? Well, it's actually pretty simple. First thing, always glance at the sender's email address. If it looks long and weird, that's a red flag. Second, and this is a big one, don't click on links in emails you weren't expecting. Instead, just open up a new window and type in the company's website address yourself. And honestly, if you're ever in doubt, the safest bet is to just delete the email.
Now, it's not just emails. The other big one is scams that come right through your phone. This is when someone calls you up pretending to be from the government, or maybe your bank, or even a tech support company telling you there's a problem that you have to fix right now.
John's case is a perfect example of how this works. He thought he was getting help from a real technician. The person on the phone sounded so convincing, using all this confusing tech talk to pressure him. And by letting them have remote access, John accidentally handed over the keys to his entire digital life.
You have a superpower here, and it's the end call button. Seriously, if a stranger calls out of the blue asking for your passwords, for money, or to get into your computer, just hang up. If you're a little worried it might have been real, you can always find the company's official number online and call them back yourself.
Okay, enough about the bad guys. Let's talk about your defenses. This is all about your digital locks and keys. These are the passwords and the settings that are going to protect all your valuable information and keep those online thieves locked out for good.
Let's start with the single most important key you have, your password. I mean, look at the difference here. On the left, you've got passwords that are basically a welcome mat for thieves. They could guess those in a heartbeat. But on the right, those are like solid steel deadbolts. They're super strong, but still pretty easy for you to remember.
So how do you actually make one of those strong passwords? It is way easier than it looks. Just start with a little phrase that's easy for you to remember, something personal. Then you just sprinkle in a few numbers and a symbol, like an exclamation point. And to make it even stronger, you can swap out letters for numbers, like an O for a 0. And just like that, you've got a password that's tough for them, but easy for you.
Your phone, that's another really important door to keep locked. Always use a passcode or your fingerprint to lock the screen. And when you download new apps, make sure you stick to the official stores. Think of them like safe, well-lit shops. Oh, and when your phone asks to install an update, do it. Those updates are so important. They're like a security guard coming by to fix any broken locks you didn't even know you had.
Okay, so our main doors are locked tight. Now let's head out into the city. We're going to pop over to the digital bank and the online shopping mall, and we'll talk about the smart habits that will keep you safe when you're there. Whenever you're shopping or banking online, you just need to look for two simple signs that the building is secure. First, up in the address bar, look for a little padlock icon. Second, check that the website address starts with HTTPS. That S at the end is the magic letter. It stands for secure, and it means all your information is scrambled and kept private.
Okay, this next one is huge. This is the golden rule. You know those little codes that get sent to your phone when you log in? Think of them as a key that self-destructs after one use. A real bank or a real company will never, and I mean never, call you up and ask for that code. If someone asks for it, it's a scam. Full stop.
All right, look, even when you're being super careful, mistakes can happen. They happen to everyone. The absolute most important thing is not to panic or feel bad about it. If you think something has gone wrong, there is a very clear, calm plan you can follow to get things sorted out.
First step, just take a deep breath, okay? Second, call for help. If it has anything to do with your money, call your bank's fraud department right away. They know exactly what to do. Third, as soon as you can, go change your passwords, especially for important things like your email. Acting quickly but calmly is the key.
Phew, we have covered a lot of ground. The goal now is to turn all of this into easy, everyday habits. You know, just like brushing your teeth. It's just a few small things each day that can keep you safe and really build up your confidence online.
So here is your little daily check-in. Just take a second to ask yourself these questions. Is my phone locked? Am I thinking twice before I click on a link? Am I looking for that little padlock and the HTTPS? Doing a quick mental run-through like this is the best way to make online safety feel like second nature.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. This technology is here to make our lives better, not to be something we're afraid of. With just a few simple habits, you can feel empowered to enjoy it all safely. You've got the tools, you've got the knowledge. So has this changed how you think about your online habits at all?